Good morning. It's Monday, beginning of June. I did something very scary and took my first vacation ever. 1 week away from the farm, away from my responsibilities. It was scary. Let my neighbors take care of it. They said they'd water everything, and guess what they did? I left the tractor set up with the ag tank in the front with my pump and everything, told them how to do it. They came over here and watered it all. It all lived. There's maybe a couple that are struggling slightly, but you know, that looks to be the individual plant, not a lack of moisture. My field's struggling slightly. We're gonna head out there and see exactly how I can take care of it. The weeds in 7 days, believe it or not, right after I watered, said, "Oh, hey, thanks for all the water. We're gonna starve all your plants, so have fun with that." So now half my field is kind of scraggly looking. They don't look like they've been watered this last week, even though they have. And the weeds look amazing. So I'm gonna go there, might have to bust out a power tool to take care of them quickly. We'll see how that goes. Another great score from the gas station where we get our water. Tossed metal shelving. Looks like one of them was bent up pretty bad. But look at this, nice metal racks. Just slips right in there. Perfect for nursery stuff. I'm really excited that so far I've honestly hardly had to spend anything on shelving. This stuff was just lying around, the 2x4, 2x6 material. All this shelving I'm getting for free. All my shelves inside the nursery are just recycled floor pieces left over from the main cabin. So, awesome. So one thing about explicit instructions with the list is you can't really be expected to get followed outside of it. Forgot to tell them to come inside the nursery and water these. So these are pretty much all dead. I gave them emergency watering yesterday right when I got home. But we're going to probably lose these peas here. And then, let's see. This basil's bouncing back, but it's a little droopy. Look at how huge this leaf is. This is a large leaf basil. It's doing great. These were actually not too bad at all on the stand here. They bounced back very well. However, all this basil is pretty much done. You can see it's standing water in an effort to try to hydrate all this to see if it'll do anything, but I'm not sure that it will. All these flower seedlings are popping up great. So are all the ones on the end there, my new seed plant tray. And then all my watermelons and cucumbers, which I have yet to plant, are still amazing and ready to go. So honestly, not really a huge loss. The peas were so far along anyways. I ain't worried about it. Basil, I also planted way too much, and goodness, I'm not sure what to do with it. So I have like 2 remaining basil plants. They're giant. We'll see if I do anything with it. I had just planted these right before I left, so this was dry. However, the seeds had just enough energy and moisture in there to pop up and do their thing. So after rehydrating it, it just looks really healthy. All these didn't look stressed at all when I got here. This was just popping through like a super hard caked pan, and yeah, these are going great. So these right here are Brussels sprouts on the left, and then I have zucchini. Yeah, summer squash zucchini right here in the middle, and then these are the winter squash. This is a native grass. This asparagus sort of appears to be struggling. I'm not sure if you can see these very white tips here along the front, but that's basically a sign that it's not really hydrated enough, or wasn't. Might also be wind damage because this is right in the southwest, not really protected by anything. However, this plant is doing great at starting to protect itself. If we look down here, you can see that it has already started putting up a complete separate stalk again. So it might either be saying like, oh crap, this isn't doing anything, let's emergency set another one, or that it's doing so good that it's just going to send out another one anyways. I see that these are starting to split again, so that's also a great sign for the asparagus. Alright. Now up here, We have my trees that I got from the Arbor Foundation. This one hasn't done any... Oh, wait a minute. Has this done something? I'm trying to focus on it. Let's see. This is a grass. I see that. But if we look at that, yeah. This tree's done something. Hooray! So that means this tree's done something. I don't see anything on this tree at all, honestly. I'm still watching it closely. And then this is now going crazy. What a great thing to come back to, right? I honestly couldn't tell you exactly what type of tree they are. I'll know later on when their leaves get bigger and they start flowering. I know that they're from the Flowering Day pack from the Arbor Foundation. That's it. I really don't remember planting wheat. That must have been the straw that I purchased for the mulch. Some seeds were still in there, which means it wasn't sterilized properly to kill all the seeds off. Unfortunately, a week has passed, and they just had so much water and available nutrients, probably from all the dang side dressing that I did last week or so, that they're able just to spring right up. Now I'm just going to go in here and show you something amazing. So, I'm pretty sure that my onions are garlic. Check this out. In fact, I'm positive. Onions don't have the garlic scapes on them. I planted hardneck variety garlic, and it forms what's called a scape, which is this curly thing coming out of the central stalk here. I need to cut it off shortly, but that's exciting to me, which means that if everything goes well, look at this one here, how curly that one is. I'll be able to harvest my garlic in about a month or so. I need to stop watering this segment soon, which means I have to go back on the line and finally install the shutoff valves, which are sitting right next to them still. Wow, goodness, look at this one here. So these right here, these garlic scapes, you can cut them off, chop them up, and they have a very, well, garlicky flavor. So that's good. I can have my first harvest and actually try one of my crops that I've been growing. Wow, these scapes are all over the place. Look at how crazy they look. But yeah, all these garlic are going great. Wow, this one is massive. Very strong. It looks like I also have... I just want to show you, like, when I'm walking through. If you look at my other videos, like right before I took a week off, bam, this stuff was hardly non-existent. I had weeded this entire middle row, and then apparently I missed some, where the weed said, "Hey, thanks for the pruning. I'm now going to turn into a giant bush." So, I don't know how to deal with these things. I gotta come back and get to the root, which is now guarded by thorns like a dang blackberry bush. I also appear to have some potatoes trying to go to seed on me. It's not allowed. So I go in here and say, "No, potato. I think that you should continue to produce your bulbs." Got more potatoes here at the end of the row trying to pop up. They look a lot like tomatoes. If you're familiar with those at all, it's because they're in the same family, nightshade family. We got more over here, just popping them off, drop them on the ground here. Oh geez, while I'm at it, maybe I can take this guy out. They're really easy to remove, but they hurt. They like it. I need to pull all that stuff up. It's really succulent. It's full of water, but it's prickly. Chickens don't care. Yeah, so this is my morning chore. Just coming in here, putting more energy towards what I'm going to eat. I don't eat potato flowers because, you know, you can die. Potato greens are also not good for quite a few animals anyways. I couldn't speak for chickens or anything yet. I haven't done that research, so... Man, these potatoes are so lush and healthy. I love it. It's my first time ever growing potatoes. Gotta say, man, another shout out to Hollis and Nancy Homestead, because it's a lot of fun. I can't wait to actually harvest them. Just going over here to this other row, checking on these. They look great. Oh, if I look in here though, look at this. If I can, there's a cluster of flowers right here that are trying to form. So I'm going to go in here, nip the bud before it even has a chance. Look at that. That would have been a ton of little flowers. So no thank you. Please go back to making my potatoes. It looks like this one too. So I'm going to have to maybe go back to all these and just look in the dead center and just kind of nip those flower buds off. They're a lot different than leaves, you can tell, so that's one main thing, is don't nip the leaves. See, like right here, there are large little bulbs that come up off with hair all over them, and they even have a separate stalk, so let's grab that right off again. Wow, what kind of weird hybrid potato is this? Look at that. Right next to my potato. Like, get out of here, man. Come on, that's mine. My nutrients. And look at the angle that it was growing. Down in, directly to the left, right inside the potato. Get out of here. Gotta watch these weeds. I thought I had under control, but goodness, man, it's like the jungle. Need a machete. They do like them. I'm pleasantly surprised that some of these are still alive out here, these potted plants. I thought for sure all of them would be dead. Honestly, the only one I even care about is the strawberries and the melon. So, those two are alive. We're giving them a very well-deserved drink, again, after a long, hot week. Let's hope it does them good. Got most of the weeding done, so now let's hope that the root systems of all the stuff that I didn't rip out don't have enough water stealing power to affect the potatoes. It's still really hot. A couple of the potatoes are showing some heat stress, but I mean, that's to be expected with how just oppressive the heat has been this past couple days. It's now Tuesday. Just been basically checking up on all the plants. It's been too hot to really do anything outside except in the early morning. I'm going to have to do another load of water today, and I'm going to put it right into the field. There's too many of the potatoes that are showing heat and water stress for me to leave it, like another day. I only put 65 gallons into this entire field. It's 180 linear feet, so that means each row got a third of a gallon. That's not a lot of water, especially for how far along these are, over a week. So that's my main goal for today, is retrieve water and try to bring this back completely to where they're all standing high and aren't thirsty. Fire ants are out. Time to start watching where I step. Another awesome thing we came back to is all the baby bunnies. Bianca's rabbit breeding program is well underway. This mama had 11 babies. out of 2 pregnant females that Bianca had. One of them had 1 baby, which ended up stillborn, which is sad. But the other one had 11. Can you believe that? So now we get to make lots of cages for all these little ones. Rabbit manure is an incredible source of organic material for gardening and is a great fertilizer.